For this project, using Chinese brush paints on a watercolor wash, you're going to need the following. 2 pieces of watercolor paper. I've cut them in a narrow size. A set of watercolors. You can use these or both. You'll also need your paintbrush, a cup of water, and later on we will need your Chinese brush and temper cake. And finally, you need some masking tape. And like watercolor artists, we are going to mask off this paper, which means we are going to tape it down so that it'll give us a nice border, and it'll keep the paintings nice and still for painting them as well. So I stretch out my masking tape. I'm being very careful to see a nice border through there. I'm making a wide border on these just because I think it would look really cool. And one thing I forgot to do, which you should do, is before you start, write your name right there. And then when we put on our border, your name will stay. So take your time to line it up really nice and straight and do your border. Now it's time to paint your background. We're going to make one with warm colors and one with cool colors. So I've gotten my paint wet, so it's started to dissolve, and I am going to put a little bit of water, not too much, but a little bit of water on my paper so that it will be like wet on wet. The colors will spread. So I'm going to dab it on, and you can see how that color is spreading around my paper nicely. The warm colors are the reds, the oranges, and the yellows. And when they blend, they're beautiful together. So fill your paper. On the next one, once this is filled up, we are going to do cool colors, which are the blues, the greens, and the purples. And this set doesn't happen to have a green, so I am going to make one quickly. I'm going to put some yellow here and a little blue on top to make a lovely shade of green. Dab that on. If I want it to spread more, I'm going to get my paper wet, and I am going to blend lovely shades of blue and green, and I'm painting right to the edge of the masking tape to fill my painting with color. Once you've filled your 2 papers with color, you're going to leave it to dry, or you're going to get out a blow dryer to speed along the process. If you have puddles of color like I do here, you might twist a little tissue or Kleenex and just sop up some of the puddles to speed the process along. See you back here in a little bit. So once your painting is dry, it's time to reveal the frame. Carefully peel off your masking tape, and you will see that it's left a very nice border around your work. Oops, that one I had a little bit of a spill where it went through. So that tells you when you put this on, make sure you rub it down just a little bit with your finger, and that won't happen. Sometimes accidents happen in art, and it's not always a bad thing. So now you've got this wonderful frame, and you're going to take your Chinese brush and the temper cake and paint a little dark silhouette in front. It might be a tree, it might be a bush, something from nature. Or if you did it sideways, you might even paint a few fish. So you need a Chinese brush like this and a black temper cake. I often use these larger ones that we have in the art room, but in this set here, this is the black temper cake, and that will work fine. So as I've taught you, you take your temper cake, you jump carefully with keeping your brush at a point, you stroke it across the cake, roll the brush, stroke it again, and you get a wonderful point. And then, if you're not sure what you want to do, you might want to take a piece of scrap paper and play around with your ideas. Do you want a bush? Do you want a tree? What are you going to make? Bring your brush to a point, hold it on tiptoe, and make some thin strokes, and you will have a nice bush or tree. Leave it like that, or add some little leaves. You decide. I think this one just turned itself into a pussy willow at sunset. Have fun. Take your time to do a nice job. And when you're all done, don't forget to send me a picture of your work. I can't wait to see it. Bye-bye.